Uh, Evening of August 8th, we responded to started off as an automobile wreck in the Harbison area. At that time, we found 3 people were shot. One was dead at the scene. Tyson Anderson, 19, was dead at the scene. Carlos Bethel, 18, was also shot. He was still alive at that point, and then we had another victim that also had been shot. Bethel later died in the hospital last week. Again, I think one thing we want to emphasize, look at the ages of these two, 18 and 19 years old. The victims also in that age group. Investigators worked real hard on it, and this past Monday they went to Atlanta with the U.S. Marshal Service and arrested Kevin Green III, who is 19. He is being held in a jail in Atlanta. He'll be extradited back here to Columbia, where he'll be charged with 2 counts of murder, 1 of attempted murder. I've stood up here and said this plenty of times, that guns, drugs, and gangs was going to end up in either 1 or 2 places, either in the cemetery or in prison, and that's what we're seeing in this case also. Drugs was involved in this case, guns were involved in it. Now we have 2 young people that are dead, another one that's shot that will never be the same, and then also losing a 4th one in the shooter, Green, who's 19 years old. His life is essentially gone also. So, we talk about this, and we continue to talk about it. We continue to have to work on it. We've got to convince these young people that they've got to stay away from the gangs, they got to stay away from guns, and they got to stay away from drugs. That's the common denominator that we see too often. These 2 deaths were the 8th and 9th that we've had in Richland County this year, which is also almost a 50% drop in what we had last year this time. 2018 at this time we had 17 murders. We've reduced that to this point now to where it's almost in half. And I think a couple factors has contributed to that. One is the community. The community is sick and tired of what's going on with young people and guns and the murders going on. So we have a lot of community engagement, that people who care, who are getting involved. One of the things we talked about yesterday, we've targeted some of these clubs that we've had numerous shootings in the past. The fact that we've been able to take some action against them and close them down, I think that's had a little bit to do with it. But also that we're concentrating on the 5% that we believe commit 80% of the crime in our community. It's not a large group. It's a small group. It's 5%. They're out here committing most of our crimes that we've got, and we've been focusing on that 5%. I think the fact that we focus on them, we've put a good many of them in jail, and they're still in jail, has contributed to the reduction in murders that we've had. 3 of the murders that we've had so far this year are still unsolved. We're still investigating them. Fortunately, all 3 of those that occurred happened in 1 week. They're still unsolved, but our investigators are working on them. But it's not only that our murders are down, our burglaries are down, our motor vehicle thefts are down. We've put a lot of emphasis on getting out with our community action team, getting people involved, crime watch groups, people looking out for each other. And I think we're seeing the benefits of that when we see some of this reduction. I think another factor is the fact that we don't have any openings. The Sheriff's Department has 713 cops, deputies that carry guns. We have no openings. We have a waiting list. We have a waiting list of 8 people that have already been processed. They're just waiting to come to work here. And I think the fact that we're able to keep our ranks full, that we have deputies on the street, we have investigators working, we have our specialized units, I think that goes a long way in a reduction that we're seeing this year. A lot of hard work goes in it by not only us but the community, and I think it's paying off right now. I think we see those in the numbers. But these are not just numbers. These are people. These are homes that have been broken into, businesses broken into, loved ones that are lost. So I don't want us to get caught up and just talk about statistics and that's cold. I think that's very cold to talk about a victim as a statistic. We need to talk about these are people. These are victims, people in our community that we're losing people that are being victimized. So we have a lot of work to still do, but I think, you know, we have made some progress and we'll continue to make some progress. It's just unfortunate we've got young people between that age of 14 to 28 that are living and dying by the gun. And this is just an example of that, where 3 young people are shot, another young person is involved in it, and we got 2 that's dead, one's gonna be in prison, and one's life's changed forever. And we have to do something about changing that attitude of that generation that doesn't believe that the gun is the answer to everything that they've got, because the gun is not the answer to anything. Again, it's going to end you up in 1 or 2 places, a cemetery or in prison. And we've got to reach out to our young people and get that in their minds. Questions?
What drugs were involved?
Marijuana.
Was that a significant quantity?
No, wasn't a significant quantity. What else?
Is he facing other charges in Atlanta?
No charges in Atlanta. Our fugitive team and our investigators were able to track him down to Atlanta, and with the Marshal Service, we were able to make the arrest. We have recovered the murder weapon, so we have that. But right now, you know, can't get any more serious than 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder.
Do you make a model of it?
Yeah, but I'm not going to share that. It's a pistol. It's a pistol. All right, thank y'all.